Hello guys, I'm your host Mads and welcome back to Superhero Maniac. The episode 3 for She-Hulk just dropped and it literally dropped. The first episode was fine, the second episode was good and we thought the third would be better, but it just hit the rock bottom and we'll be discussing that in this video while explaining all the hidden details and Easter eggs. So without any further ado, let's dive in. So the episode starts with Jennifer bursting into the damage control facility with frustration and starts asking questions to Emil Blonsky as why did he broke out of prison, to which he seems too cavalier about it. Despite knowing that how much this could damage his reputation and chances of getting the parole, but we can't blame him. The dude's been doing some insane meditations to stay calm mentally and spiritually and physically, etc, etc. Well, anyways, Emil says that it wasn't his choice, but he was forced into doing all this because of Sorcerer Supreme Wong made him do it. Now, we all have been speculating that the prison break and the underground fight club scene from Shang-Chi is going at the same time as this show, but it's not the case here. Actually, the fight club footage that was leaked was actually captured before the show during the Shang-Chi timeline, and it was just leaked when the word got out that Emil is getting a parole to ruin the case for Jen. Cut to the next shot, Nikki is doing some digging to know more about Wong and to contact with him, and we can see on Nikki's phone there's a LinkedIn profile of Wong describing his job description as Sorcerer Supreme with one mutual connection with Bruce Banner as they met in Avengers Infinity War. Next up, we can see his employment history as currently a full-time Sorcerer Supreme. Okay. Served as librarian in Comatach for 11 years, which we know from Doctor Strange 1. He also worked as a Target sales associate for 9 years. We haven't seen that one though. Right after that, we see another scene where Jen breaks the fourth wall, and this one is kinda funny.
This is one of those cameo every week type of shows. It's not. Well, except Bruce. And Blonsky. And Wong.
It's funny because it's true. Marvel has been throwing cameos after cameos in the show to a point where we wonder if this is really about She-Hulk. Cut to the shot where we can see She-Hulk is becoming more and more of a public figure, and everyone and every news channel is talking about her on these gossip channels on YouTube. We can see a video with the title She-Hulk Not Real Theory and also Superhero Hoax next to it, as well as the truth about She-Hulk next to it. All of these are just backlash and people not believing that She-Hulk is actually for real. Probably because of the bad CGI they've done in the series. Okay, I'm sorry, it's not that bad. Next, we see some social commentary about people's opinion on She-Hulk as internet is not accepting another female hero as usual. Dom the Bounty Hunter says, we gotta have affirmation action with superheroes. Hard Seltzer Steve says, no more female superhero please. Darby Don't Care says, why are you turning every superhero into a girl? No one asked for that. Not Here to Make Friends says, why everything gotta be female now? And the list goes on with so many people commenting their opinion on She-Hulk, and it looks like the comments are taken from the real life. Cause there are majority of people who have been criticizing the fact that we're now getting more female superheroes than the males. Nikki shows Jen all the madness going on about her and suggests to her instead of hiding behind the critics, she should be facing them. Cut to the scene where Janice is looking to hire a lawyer from the superhero law division because some shape-shifting elf from New Asgard disguised herself as Megan Thee Stallion and scammed him of hundreds and thousands of dollars. During this scene, we are introduced to another member of the superhero law enforcement who is Mallory Book, and she was an extremely qualified lawyer who never lost a case. Well, in the comics, she ends up being the antagonist of She-Hulk, and we're into the third episode in the show and we still don't know who the antagonist of this show is, so she could turn out to be one. Who knows? Anyways, Wong portals into this scene and Jen takes him to her office to discuss about Emil's prison escape, and Wong's answer is pretty weird. He says that he broke out of Abomination to train himself to be worthy of being the Sorcerer Supreme, which makes no sense. Wong says he won't be erasing anyone's memory this time, which is a nice note back to Spider-Man No Way Home. Cut to the shot where Dennis and Pug are discussing the case. We can see Pug is looking at the video of the shapeshifter, and we can see that the platform is the parody of YouTube as Uscreen. And we can see a review video of Iron Man 3's. This is the second time we're seeing this Easter egg, and I think Marvel and Disney are going to release these shoes and they're doing some advanced promotions for them via this show. Cut to the parole scene and we can finally get to meet Emil's 7 cellmates, which are actually his so-called wives he just met on Pen Pal, which is basically Tinder of the MCU. Wong shows up at the parole and explains everything. Next up is the court trial scene where Dennis is suing Runa for scamming him. There is just a nod back to the old saying of,
Asgard is not a place, it is a people. Therefore,
Thor's inspirational speeches are not admissible in court.
Back to the parole scene, and the parole board kinda feels for the guy, but they are concerned that his abomination self is still dangerous for the society, to which Emil turns into Abomination and shows everyone that he is in full control. This is crazy because we learned from Bruce Banner that it took him 5 years to master his both personalities in a lab with science and procedures. And Mr. Blonsky here did it in a prison cell, which is kinda sus. Next, we're back at the bar and grill once again, where Jen breaks the fourth wall once again. Pug asks for Jen for her testimony, and Pug wins the case for Dennis, and Dennis gives Jen the idea to put an inhibitor on Emil to control his alter ego, which helps them to win the parole case for Emil as well. Next up, we see She-Hulk on TV as she's finally coming out of the shadows to face the real world. Cut to the scene where she is attacked in the street by some amateurs, and they're none other than the Wrecking Crew from the comics who got their hands on some Asgardian tech. Now here, they're hired by someone to take Jen's blood. This could possibly be Titania, who could be jealous of She-Hulk and seeks to be more powerful than her by extracting her blood. In the post-credit scene, we see Megan Thee Stallion hiring Jen to be her new lawyer. She is the second real-life celebrity to appear in MCU after Elon Musk, so congrats to all the sames. Megan is MCU canon. And there was this twerking scene which is better if we don't talk about it. So this was all we could find from the third episode of the She-Hulk. This episode disappointed me, but I hope they make it up to it in the next episode. Smash that like button if you enjoyed our content and subscribe to not miss our future updates. We will be back soon with more superhero content for you guys. I am Mads and I will see you in the next one. Till then, signing off.